This video is all about cars and the automotive industry and where we're going to be in the future. We're going to talk about how everybody in the future gets their own custom motorcycle, how batteries with wheels will drive themselves to you whenever you're low on power, how engineers are figuring out ways to make it so we don't get motion sickness when we're passengers, how engineers are using technology to prevent motion sickness, how AI is going to predict maintenance, and Carvana started using generative AI, as well as Ford's new autonomous trailer hitch technology, and of course how engineers are preparing cities for a world of flying cars. So let's start by looking at some AI-generated motorcycle concepts. Now these masterpieces are not only visually stunning, in the future they can be crafted to reflect your unique personal style. Imagine a button to bring your dream motorcycle to life. Your artificial intelligent agent both engineers it all and outsources all of the needs. It sends them to a facility that can put this together either using robots or labor and charging you for it. But at the end of the day, it can price shop, do all the logistics, and say this much money will get you this vehicle. And why stop at motorcycles? Like if you're a fan of the retro vibe, envision owning a 1950s Toyota Supra or a 1979 BMW X5. The future meets the past. Whatever you can imagine, you can have. All right, maybe I should bring myself down to earth for a minute. Too futuristic for you? How about this? There is now a giant battery that can charge your cars, and it has wheels. So in the future, imagine bustling cities full of electric cars and people running around struggling to find chargers as they're out doing their errands. And what about businesses that wish they had a charger in front of their operation so that they could attract more customers, but they don't have the means to install like a full-time charging station? Well, they won't have to worry about that because today products like this are being invented. This is a giant battery with wheels on it so it can travel to you. And it has an AI-powered control arm so it can plug right into any make or model. Doesn't matter how you're parked, it will like reach around and get in there. Doesn't matter which kind of electric charger you're using, it has all the adapters. And once you're all set up, it already has your payment information. It can unlock your charge port and just take care of it while you're shopping or doing whatever you need to do. And that sounds convenient, but how about this? What if we charge while we're driving down the freeway? There's this windy road in Sweden and it's nestled among this vast forest and lakes, which the government is about to completely rebuild in an effort to meet the European Union's zero CO2 emission standard by 2035. They aim to build the world's first electric freeway. And this will actually enable cars to charge while in motion. Now, right now, these Swedish engineers are considering three options: overhead wires, underground equipment, or wirelessly transmitting electricity to a wireless plate like the way a wireless phone might charge. And inspired by this ambitious endeavor, their neighboring country of France has taken on a similar project. Now, France's charging highway will be designed for trucks, and their financial estimate for the project is about $62 billion US. And that would be for 9,000 kilometers of electrified charging highway. Now, with all of that charge, your car doesn't need to stop, but that also means you might get more motion sickness. So can technology help with that problem? Maybe. Have you ever experienced motion sickness while driving? Usually it happens to the passenger, but you're not alone. It happens to 25 to 30% of people. And it's happening more as new modern cars are becoming more electrified, digitalized, and automated. So the thinking is this is because electric cars are quieter and produce less vibrations, and autonomous cars are even like more jerky, and we even have less understanding of when they're gonna do what they do. So automakers are now thinking about how can they change the digital interface to show people how they're oriented? How could they incorporate other types of visual, auditory, and even tactile signals into the vehicle so we can sense what they're gonna do right before they do them and be aware? And awareness leads to preparedness, which leads to less motion sickness. So if you're sick of your car braking, in the future, cars are gonna be better at predictive maintenance. So car manufacturers are preparing for a future where artificial intelligence and virtual sensors provide predictive maintenance. So it's predicted that by the end of the decade, pretty much all cars will have this kind of a sensor system. And software packages will become much more robust and accurate at predicting maintenance problems before they happen. Virtual sensors will know if a car part is coming to the end of its life or it's not looking the way it should. And over time, as things actually break in cars and that data is fed back into the system, it will be good at predicting problems before it happens because it's seen something happen before. Dude, and for us, maybe that will lower the price of insurance and warranty costs. And for car manufacturers, that helps them understand which parts are actually the best to use. And that data can also be fed back to the car manufacturer and other ways they can modify the assembly process to make the cars last longer. future. So if you feel like this video has been like a little too grounded, why don't we start talking about flying cars? Soon, we will be living in a world that is reminiscent of the Jetsons cartoon. Yes, I'm talking about how people are eagerly awaiting the future of flying cars. And that's because the technology to build these urban aerial mobility vehicles is basically already here if you look at it as a component problem. The technology's actually arrived. So at this point, if you're looking to see flying cars in your future, which I am, we need to start talking about the policies, the airspace, the protocols, that kind of stuff. Now, countries like New Zealand and Singapore, and organizations like NASA and some of the airlines have started these investments and making the basic blueprints for how YAM development will continue. And by the way, nobody calls it YAM but me. Professionals will call it a UAM. But many predict that the infrastructure for this kind of flying car system will materialize within the decade. So there's a good chance that you and I will actually soar through the sky in a flying car. Alright, a lot of people bond in a personal way with their cars. It's very common. But Carvana's new AI personalized video will bond you in a whole new way. Carvana is using artificial intelligence to make personalized videos for their customers. So they're taking a bunch of photos of each of the cars they've sold to customers. And then they're using a mix of generative AI tools to make a fun, personalized digital experience for each of their customers. So the videos are meant to remind their customers of that special day when they bought the car. Every video is unique. It uses custom information about the date, the location, and even cultural facts that took place that day. They're calling the campaign Joyride, and they're going to be sending out these emails, each with a custom video, to all of their 1.3 million Carvana customers. It's a mix of data science, sorting through all of their customers' information, machine learning, which is the generative video part of the story, and good old-fashioned marketing and creativity coming out of their marketing budget. So they're gonna skip traditional advertising during this marketing cycle and focusing on getting these videos to go viral on social media. So one video that you're not gonna wanna have go viral on social media would be the video that comes from the UK's new litter detection camera system. So on some UK highways, they're setting up a series of cameras to catch drivers who throw trash out their window and litter. This computer vision system has been trained to look for litter bugs. It will watch every frame of every camera, and it will notice when that hand goes out the window and some kind of garbage comes out. And when it sees those frames, it will capture them and send them to authorities, who can then use a human eye to double check that it really is somebody littering, and then look up that person's license plate and send them a $126 fine for littering. Okay, so if you have a truck with a hitch and you have a trailer, or you're the camping type, you might know the stress of what it's like to line that thing up just right. You have to have a spotter yelling at you through the window, a little more to the right, all that sort of stuff. But now Ford's artificial intelligence can make that process a breeze. Did you know that the Ford F-150 trucks now have a new feature called Pro Trailer Hitch Assist, which uses a special artificial intelligence system that looks at the sensors around the hitch to make it so it lines up perfect? That's right, at the press of a button, the sensors will move the wheels in the car around so that the hitch is right under the trailer. So if you're struggling to get the trailer coupler in place, this is the tool for you. So this feature uses the truck's rear camera along with a specially placed ultrasonic sensor. Then a computer vision system dictates the vehicle's speed, steering, and braking. And the best part is that the system's pretty robust and it's always learning. So it can handle different size trailers, trailers of different weights, trailers in different weather conditions. And just like a lot of self-driving tech, Ford says the technology will get better over time as more and more people use it. Smash that subscribe button!